Man, Auburn just couldn't quite get it done.
You are Locked On Auburn, your daily podcast on the Auburn Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, welcome on into Locked On Auburn, your daily Auburn Tigers podcast. I'm your host, Zac Blackerby. Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Hunter Bussey over at the barn, Auburn hanging out with us. Auburn loses this one 69-77 in an outcome that doesn't feel like it was that wide of a gap between the two teams. It was in the first half. You and I were talking live on the Barncast. It was a 10-point deficit going into the half. And then Auburn would get close. Tennessee would answer. Auburn would get close. Tennessee would answer. It was just like a stiff arm the entire second half. And Tennessee, I mean, hats off to Tennessee for having an answer every time Auburn presented any sort of threat of coming back, but just couldn't close. Just couldn't close, Hunter.
Yeah, and I mentioned it in the Barncast that, like, it felt worse. Like, it felt we were down by, like, 20, 21 points, and you'd look, and there'd be, like, a 10, 9-point game. So, like, the score didn't really reflect, like, how bad it felt. Both teams, honestly, like, yeah, Tennessee came out with a win, but they didn't really necessarily feel like they were exactly dominating us, either. It was kind of just sloppy on both sides of the, for offense on both sides. So, but, that's no excuse for a loss. Loss is a loss, and lick our wounds and get ready for Bama. So
yeah, didn't really have an issue with the game plan. A lot of open shots, they just didn't fall, and that I think that's on the players. Like, Tahad Pettiford had so many different opportunities to get things going. 2-11 from three. At some point, it's like you got to dish it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Overton 1-7, got banged up. I think his health over the next week before they play Bama a week from now is going to be super, super important.
That was, can we talk about that for a second? How scary that was for a minute? Like, he obviously in the replay, he hit someone's knee or the back of his head, made contact with someone's kneecap, I guess, on the way down. And then whenever they got him up, he was kind of wobbly, walked to the sideline, and they showed a shot of him. He was like on the ground. And at first, you freaked out. Like, did he collapse? Yeah, there was no panic, like you were saying. And then, I think he was just trying to gather himself. Just, I'm gonna lay down and try to get my wits about me and get back up. But there's a little concern there. Probably nothing, but hopefully it's not a concussion or anything. But we do have a week off, so
yeah. I mean, not a doc. I don't know how it's not a concussion or some sort of head injury. Maybe it's not a full. Maybe it's some minor version of it or something. But I'm glad there's not a midweek game because, like, obviously that's going to have an impact. It looked like Keyshawn Murphy, like, his knee kind of got, twisted for a little bit. He stayed in the game, but it still seemed to impact him.
Yeah,
and then
aggravating.
Sean Hall had something happen towards the end too. I think he was grabbing his hand.
Yeah, I think he had something going on with his shooting finger, like the left hand. So, yeah, banged up. We were due for a loss. It was not exactly we didn't play great, but hopefully we'll get our legs back under us with no midweek game. So I'll take what we can get.
Yeah. The live chat's responding to something I said, and so we'll circle back to that. And I think it's true. Tahad Pettiford is not playing well.
No,
he's not. And every now and then you'll see glimpses and all of that, but this used to be like last year. This was the type of game where he would flourish, where he would be the highlight. Big game, Hod, away from Neville. Yeah, Road Hod, right? The aspect of, okay, this is kind of what we've grown accustomed to seeing Tahad do. And even earlier in the year when he was struggling, he had moments in Vegas where it's like, okay, there we go. He may have played. Did he play well at Arizona? I feel like he played really well in a loss to someone too.
I think it was Arizona.
Might have been Arizona. Might have been Michigan. Regardless,
yeah.
It just feels like it's been a while from now. So a lot of folks saying, like, okay, we got to see Magwood. We're like, no. If Magwood was ready or in a situation to play, he would be playing because, Sleeveless Blake, Mashalik, they don't want to give him a ton of minutes. the point guard situation at Auburn is not great.
No,
it is not great right now.
That's what I told Kyle. I was like, at some point, Stevens just got to sit Tahad down, and then he said, and replace him with who? I'm like, that's
what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
I don't know. It's just like there's some possessions that like we need him to be on, and he'll, granted that fast break where it was like a 3-on-1 where they kicked it out to him in the corner. He was wide open. I mean, anyone would take that shot if they had the right mind about him. It's common sense to take that shot. Yeah. But he's been hot from 3 in a minute. So I don't know if you step in and take a 2 there or try to draw a foul. I don't know. It's just, or pass it out to someone else. I don't know. It's just hard right now that he's not playing well. It's kind of, I'm not going to say it's costing us games, but there's a point where you question like, hey, quit shooting, force threes when you're obviously in a sophomore slump, and it's obvious.
Yeah, somebody's saying Simon or Blake for Tahad. That's who. Like, I don't know what y'all are watching. Like with Blake Mashalik, like to think that that's better. He played 5 minutes and was -5 on the floor. Like I know plus minus isn't everything, but that seems to be a kind of a common thing that it's just a defensive issue and there's no spark offensively.
Yeah.
When you do that, I know Tahad's not great. That shouldn't be the bar the way Tahad is playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And for the folks saying that Magwood is ready, like if Magwood was ready, guys, he'd be playing.
Yeah.
Reportedly, he was asked. He asked to be moved to the scout team. Like he's not ready. No. I would love for them to have, especially with this week off, to have a discussion and maybe they feel like he's ready, and then maybe he comes out and just lights it up. Like, gosh, wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't everyone, who cheers for Auburn be stoked if that happened? I don't think. Like if Steven thought that was a better option, he would be playing. And it's clearly not.
Well, and it comes to like Simon Walker. He would be great. Like what game was it where he popped off? He had like 5 threes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't remember. It was electric though.
Like it was electric, but
was it NC State maybe?
It might have been. Yeah, I think it was one of the earlier games in the season, but he is a defensive liability. I think teams in the SEC would pick him to like pieces. It would not be pretty. So your best option, unfortunately, is Tahad, and that's very alarming, which I never thought I'd be saying that because you would think that he would be the guy that would step up and be the star player, on a returning, coming from the Final Four, but he has yet to show any type of spark. You know what I mean? It's sad to see, honestly. So
yeah, so hopefully they figure that out. One thing I am surprised that they haven't like tried moving guys around, like have KO bring it down the floor.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they did with Denver when they scooted Denver over. I think Denver was probably a little bit more of a natural one than KO, but I mean, we're talking like 5 or 6 minutes. We're not talking about like a full-fledged, backup 2. And I think you just have other things you could do on the wing there from a substitution standpoint that you don't clearly have at point.
I mean, yeah, shoot, if we're bringing players back, let's go get Wendell at this point. I mean, let's just get something going.
That'd be crazy.
Jared Harper have any more, how about Denver? Can we go get Denver?
That'd be crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be crazy.
I don't know, man. Like I know it wasn't like a blowout, even though it feels like it was based on how the game was played. But again, we were due for a loss. I mean, we were getting hot. It sucks to lose against Tennessee, but I think this was one of those wake up call losses that hopefully will have us ready for Bama. So
yeah,
I
like this comment by Brian here. This isn't a Disney movie. Nobody's coming off the scout team and lining it up. Yeah, like that's
that's
true.
Good.
So like as much as we would love for like, okay, they finally let Magwood, get going or whatever. And it's like, if you light it up, like that'd be awesome. I just don't bank on that happening. All right. More moments of this game and kind of what we should expect moving forward. All that coming up right here on Locked On Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Mazda. Mazda's moving the game forward. For those who show there's more to the score than what's on the screen, these remind us of what it really takes to raise the bar. It's the extra work off the court, dialing in every detail, giving it that extra fire, the grit, and the never quit. I guess tonight it has to be Keyshawn Hall, 21 points, 7 of 17 from the floor. Not his best game, but definitely kind of gave Auburn a push there at times. We put the same passion. Mazda puts the same passion in every model. Highlights make the reel. What it took to get there is what makes it count. There's more to a Mazda because there's more to you. Today's show also brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to get on the action. The Seahawks, a 4.5-point favorite over the New England Patriots for Super Bowl 60. FanDuel wants to make sure you're right in the middle of the action. So, of course, all the props and lines for the Super Bowl will be available on FanDuel. If you're a new customer, bet just $5. You get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Make it count because after the Super Bowl, the season's over. Last call for football on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com to get started today. Hunter Bussey of the Barn hanging out with us. Auburn drops this one 69-77 in a game that I do think Tennessee outmatched Auburn, but I don't think the score spread here indicates how close the game was at times.
I think it could have been way worse. To be like, again,
could have for sure.
Like we kept pointing out in the Barncast, we would look down, we think we're down by 15 or 20, and we're like, hey, this is a 9-point game. We got this. And like you said, it was just like they would always have an answer for a little run we'd go on. We were saying like 6-0 run right now. We'd get close to that, and then Tennessee would go on a little run on their own. So, it wasn't a bad loss, but it's still a loss.
There were stretches defensively that are going to get overlooked because we lost this game because the shots just didn't fall on the other end. But the last 5 minutes of the first half, I think it's 5 minutes and 30 something seconds of the first half, Tennessee didn't make a field goal, which allowed Auburn to get it within 10 because of that KO 4-point play going into the half. And then there was a stretch there, probably about in the middle of the second half, where Auburn had plenty of opportunities to tie it up or at least get it closer to even than it was at 4 points. Just the shots didn't fall. And then the rebounding is a concern. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we talked about going into the season or even throughout the non-conference play, when we discussed, okay, there's going to be some teams that we run into in SEC play that are going to be more physical down low than us. And I don't know if it was necessarily they were more physical, but it doesn't matter. They came down with every ball. Every rebound was, what was the final here? What was the final count?
You had some rogue bounces too that went in their favor. It was just one of those games. There was one that it was almost like volleyball cheese. It was just
46-30 total.
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It was just one of those nights. Like I was saying a minute ago, it's the rogue bounces. There was a lot. They would take a 3 and it would hit off the rim just right. It would land right back in their hands. It was just one of those games, and you just have to, shrug your shoulders and move on to the next play. It's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody saying in the chat, Jovic was the silver lining. 8 points, 2 of 2 shooting. Yeah. 4 of 8 from the line. Not ideal. 7 rebounds in just 17 minutes. It's man, sure. Not going to push back on that.
Yeah.
Not going to push back on that at all. All right, let's do our final exercise to wrap up this edition of the postgame show. So next 5, it's a tough 5. We got Wednesday off, Tuesday, Wednesday off. We got the midweek off. We return to action 3:00 a week from now. We host Alabama, which is going to be interesting if who all is eligible to play for Alabama and who's not. And then we host Vanderbilt. Did they end up beating Ole Miss today? I'm assuming they did.
I don't know.
They were up a good bit. If you don't mind looking that up while I'm going through these.
Yeah.
And then we go to Arkansas, which is tricky because they're going to want to get back at us for us running them out of the gym. To Mississippi State. That game is certainly winnable. And then you host Kentucky. Tough stretch.
Vandy did win. They won 71-68. Against Ole Miss.
Okay. Did Arkansas win?
No, they did not.
Remind me who they played? That's right. That's right. That's the game we were waiting on.
Technical fouls are heard around the world. It's like felt like 30 seconds.
Got it. All right. So the next 5 is brutal. I'll say 2 and 3. I think you beat Mississippi State. I think you get one of the other ones.
Yeah, no, I agree. Vandy's good. To me, the Bama game's a toss-up. I think with that distraction of that, hearing going on could benefit us. But again, I don't know if we play like we did today. I don't like our odds, but I agree with you. I think 2 and 3.
I like that Bama and Vandy are at home. That's important.
I do. That is important.
Kentucky's at home. That's important.
Yeah. Kentucky hasn't been playing well. I think we get a win against Kentucky. So, yeah, I'm with you in the boat. I say 2 and 3.
Yeah. 2 and 3 or 3 and 2. You know what? I'll be positive. I'll say 3 and 2.
Yeah.
I think that line between the two, between 3 and 2 and 2 and 3 of the next 5 is so razor thin. But if you can win your home games, if you can beat Bama and Vandy at home and still one at Mississippi State, then why can't you beat Kentucky at home? And then it does lighten up. You go to Oklahoma, that's winnable. You host Ole Miss. I don't think they're very good. You host LSU, certainly winnable. Then you go to Alabama. That's going to be tough. But
yeah.
Like this stretch is tough, and then it lightens up a little bit. So we'll see what happens.
I like that we're playing Bama on the road for the last SEC game because that kind of helps you get it in the mode of neutral site. It's not a neutral site. I get that, but still, it's like a tournament kind of environment. So hopefully, we'll have enough wins on the column to help out with that and going with some momentum. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yep. A lot of people in chat saying 2 and 3 or 3 and 2. So they're thinking the same thing as us. So any final thoughts on this one, Hunter, before we wrap it up?
I just hope we get healthy, especially Kevin Overton. I hope he's okay. I hope it's nothing too serious. I was a little worried there when I saw him woozy standing up and try to take a step, and then they pan over and he's just laid out on the. I was like,
hey. They showed a replay and you could just see him, like his legs from him laying down in the corner over there.
I'm like, hey, and then like the one shot before he laid on his back, he was on his side. I'm thinking, did he pass out? Like, what's going on? But you were saying there's no panic, so
everybody seemed totally fine with it.
Yeah, but hey,
I hope it's okay.
Yeah, hopefully one of those things where the cameraman caught it before anyone on the bench caught it. But
he passed out or whatever, and that's why I had to lay down. Like, I don't think they would have kept playing the game.
No, I think they would have stopped and made sure and probably taken it back to the locker room.
I think Auburn staff would have been like, "Hold on, give us a second,
time out. Let's just hopefully." But I hope he's okay. It might be a minor concussion, if anything. I mean, he. You think when you watch it, in real time, it didn't look bad, but that instant replay where it was zoomed in, I mean, he, his head got bopped forward from a kneecap. So, who knows? But hoping everyone could be healthy. It's kind of clutch that we have, that no midweek game to get healthy for the
good timing.
So, I was worried when I saw Murphy go for his knee, and it's time that we had a little break and a little breather and try to reevaluate and get everyone's breath and legs back under them. And,
people are saying he came back in, but didn't he come in and like airball one? Like didn't he shoot one short? Yeah.
So, you just hope that nothing's affected there. That's, that's why I'm a little worried, because I saw that too. I'm thinking, oh crap. Don't do that to Overton.
Yeah, but hopefully everybody's fine. Still, I think the week off will be good. So
me too.
All right, Auburn drops this one 69-77. Hunter, how can people check out everything you've got going
on? Barn Social Hour on the Barn YouTube channel every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Also helping my dad out with his podcast, Bubba on the Lake, and the Tailgate Show, which is currently Tailgate's in the off season. So we might come back from March and do our bracket challenge, which will be fun. And then my personal YouTube channel, catch me every Sunday night. Been on an Arc Raiders kick right now, so I don't know if anyone in the chat knows what that is, but it's a lot of fun. So
heard of it, don't know what it is, but
it's goofy.
I need to check it out. Check it out. All right, Auburn drops this one 69-77 to Tennessee. Please like the video. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time. This has been Locked On Auburn.